What's up, everybody? Welcome to Driven Trucking. This channel is a flatbed owner operator, and I do vlogs, I do securement videos, I do lifestyle tips and tricks out here on the road. I can't talk today. So if that's something you're interested in, please consider subscribing down below. Ring that notification bell so you know when my next video is coming out. And please, if you like the video, do give it a thumbs up. And if not, leave a comment down below and let me know what I can do to improve the video and or the channel. But today has been going really well so far. We got unloaded early. It was super quick. That's a fantastic place to go and unload. We have already come over to where our loading point is, and have Mercy. He's already putting freight on the deck, and I pulled the brakes and pumped and started the video almost immediately. Awesome day so far. So with this load here, we're headed over to Livonia, Michigan, and that is near Detroit. Now, normally I don't drive into Detroit and stay overnight, but tomorrow is going to be jam-packed, left lane, large carring, and yeah, so I need to get as close as I possibly can to the customer. Hopefully they have some overnight parking. That way I can just go ahead and go straight in and stay there overnight and really do well tomorrow. If we do well tomorrow, we can cut a day off of that load. And it's supposed to be a 2-day load, even though it's only a 580 mile load. I do have to go 200 miles to pick it up. But that's because it's $1,900 to the truck. So yeah, we're gonna try to get that done in roughly a day and a half. It does have 2 stops. I typically don't do that, but when it's paying like that, hey, sure, why not? Even if we don't get that done in a couple of days, that's fine. That's close enough to my daily minimum. Where hey, and on top of that, you look at the savings. I'll only be burning really 1 day of fuel. We're good either way, but we are going to try to knock that out. That way we can make this, a great week. But I just wanted to come in and get this video started today. It is raining. I was hoping, this morning whenever I got started, that maybe it wasn't going to rain and I could get some action shots today. But, it kind of is what it is. This is going to happen. So you guys are stuck with me inside the cab. Hope that's cool. Anyway, man, he's knocking it out already. So sweet. I got to get out there and do some work. I'll come back at you in a little while. Well, guys, we're shut down for the day. We've got about 100 miles left to get to the delivery tomorrow. Some things transpired, and since I filmed the shot earlier, the rest of the day was a little bit lackluster, unfortunately, but that's okay. There are some positives that come out of it. And then I didn't catch a lot of filming today. I've got a lot going on at home, I've got an 8-month pregnant wife at home, and so yeah, just a lot of things going on, and it's a roller coaster. So I'm trying, don't worry about me, no big deal, but life happens. Sometimes you got to roll with the punches. But back to what's going on. The load tomorrow, or the load that I was supposed to pick up tomorrow, got pushed back a day, and that sucks. But at the same time, it is still going to fit my daily minimum. There was some more thrown on top of it since it was, since it was pushed back a day. But so it does fit my daily minimum, and it's short miles, so I'm actually going to, make a killing on the fuel side of things. But I'll be sitting in Benton Harbor on Wednesday morning to get loaded. So we'll be able to get all the way over to Minneapolis or close to the delivery, get into Minneapolis early, get that off, get down to Rochester, get that off, and then pick up another load hopefully on Thursday. So it's gonna be nice. And then also there's a Streak and Beacon in Benton Harbor, so I was thinking about doing that truck video you guys have been asking about. I've got I'll go over the truck in that video. So we'll get that done. If it's not, unless it's raining. I mean, I'm not gonna wash the truck if it's raining. I'm sorry. This is a work truck, and it's certainly not a show truck, and I treat it as such. I'm not going to I'm not gonna wash it and then have it rain. So fingers crossed, guys. But yeah, that's really all. That's all we have going on at the moment. You know what? I will answer a question that I had in the comments, and the question was, how or what do I think about flatbedding year round? And here's going to be my take on it. The first quarter in running flatbed, let me back up. Rates, and all rates, they're all cyclical. You can look back over the years and you can see patterns. You can see ups and downs and swings, and there's certain patterns, and it's yearly. These things don't change. What goes up must come down, and there's good times, bad times, average times. So that being said, typically the first quarter is going to be slow. It just is. It's the beginning of a year, the beginning of a quarter, and Christmas just happened, as well as Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all the Facebook holidays, whatever. And a lot of freight was moved, and then a lot of inventories are low because businesses, they have to wrap up, and so they have to build back up. And so rates are going to be low January through March. They start to pick up a little bit in March, but come April, and then definitely by May, things are in swing. It is what's considered flatbed season, also coil season, and you can start to make really good money, and then you can make good money all throughout the summer. Now, once you start to get into, sometimes it can be late August, but generally it's somewhere in September. The freight dies off a little bit, as well as, and what that's going to do is that's going to bring the rates down a little bit. So September is usually a little bit worse of a month, so you have to keep that in mind. And then August is going to be the same. August will start to pick up a little bit, though, because of the holidays that are coming up in November. And November you can do okay. It's a roller coaster in itself of a month. And then come December, seriously hit or miss. If you happen to be in the right market, if you watch Make Sense videos, Make Sense Trucking, that's the channel. Sammy B will be your host on that show. He does, on Mondays, he does Weekend Freight, and he will go over the volumes, and you'll get to see some of the rates on the DAT load board. And super beneficial to watch, because you can point your truck in the right direction and get to those markets that are struggling, that don't have enough trucks in the area, and that in turn drives the price up. So if you study the markets and you really get on that load board and really pay attention, then you can put your truck in the correct areas to make money. Okay? But December is typically going to be pretty much a dead area. So what I would suggest is you really bang it out during flatbed season, and then take some time off. Take a month off, take 2 months off, take December and January off, and just enjoy the family. That's what we're here. That's, as owner operators, we have ultimate freedom. And to an extent, there are going to be some companies that have some rules that you need to follow, but to an extent, if you are leased onto a company as an owner, as a true owner operator, you have a lot of freedom and you can dictate when and where and what. That's why I love being an owner operator. Yeah, the money's great, but for me, it's all about the freedom. So, and then another part of that question was he was asking about the UPS account and what that's all about. Well, when the holiday season rolls around, you've got November and December, the influx of mail and packages that are sent is, exponentially increased. So they need a lot of help. They can't afford to employ so many people all throughout the year. There's not enough freight to cover that. So what they do is they put out contracts, and a lot of companies get these contracts. And I believe even some of those loads show up on the spot market, but don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. But what it is there is they're presented in packages, and you can go, and if you're called, if you have seniority as far as running these UPS packages, then you get called earlier, and that pertains to Mercer. So you go and you can look through all the packages, and you can decide, they have different hubs that they run up. You can decide where you want to run out of, and you can decide which package you want to run out of. Typically they have different dates on them where they run through X date through X date, and you can choose one of those if you want to. And then what happens is you'll go and you'll set up, you'll drop your trailer either at home or somewhere legal and go to that hub, and then you'll run out of that hub. Let's say, last year I was close to Sharonville, Ohio, which is just north of Cincinnati. It's basically Cincinnati. And then I bounced back and forth. Vast majority of my loads just went up to Chicago. And so I ran up to Chicago, I dropped that load. They're all drop and hook, no live load. And then I would go and I would pick up my other load and haul it back. That's it. Super simple. The loads are all less than 20,000 pounds. If you happen to have to deadhead back, you just grab a trailer, head back. If they don't have any trailers, hey, they might send you bobtail, but you're going to get paid on all miles. You have zero deadhead because you're right there in the yard, and that's where you take your 10 and start the next day. So you're getting great fuel mileage, there's zero deadhead, and it's good pay. It's not home run pay, but it's good pay. And when you factor everything in, you're doing really, really well as far as keeping the wear and tear on your truck down, and you're doing well on the fuel savings. Like I said, zero deadhead. So the money that you're making, you're going to see a higher percentage of that money than if you were just running over the road. And to me, that's worth it. So, that's how the UPS works. And then one more question that he had was, I talked about the Western 11. Okay. The Western 11 are the states that are considered Western. Anything west of Texas, and let's see here. Well, basically, if you draw a line from Texas north, anything west of that, that's the Western 11. Anything including in that line and east would be the Eastern 37. You can actually get just an Eastern 37 plate from Mercer, or you can get all the contiguous 48. I don't go to the Western 11. They have good freight over there, and there's plenty of freight to be moved. It just operates a little bit differently. This video is already stretching out quite a bit, and it's too much to go into, but the money's in the middle. The money's in the middle of the country, and that's where I stay. That's where my truck operates. I love going to the West, though. I enjoy going out to California. I enjoy going, up all the way up to the Northwest. I like playing in the snow in the Northwest. Call me crazy. But I'm going to put my truck where the money's at, and the money is in the middle. And so whenever my plates come up to renew, I'm probably just going to drop the Western 11, to be perfectly honest. But anyway, so that's a little bit, of that. Not, like I said, too much to go into. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it. I know we haven't seen any interesting editing here lately, but I promise you it is coming up. And hopefully, keep our fingers crossed, it's sprinkling right now, but if tomorrow, if it is clear, we're going to get her shined up. I'm going to get her looking good. I'm going to show you guys. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please remember, subscribe down below, ring that notification bell, give the video a thumbs up. If not, leave a comment down below. Let me know how I can improve the video, the channel, both, none. Stay driven.